Well, Paul Cooke, thanks for joining us after that very hard-fought battle here at Odsal this evening. Knockout rugby, it is what it is. Unfortunately, we didn't get the result this evening, but you must be proud of the boys.
Yeah, absolutely, we're busted. It's as simple as that. Jimmy Beckett pulled through last night. It gives us 18 players. Jimmy's played busted. We've got a 9 who's a 13. We've got 2 halves who play in the centre usually. We just came to the big part of the season without big players that are in big positions, and I think if we have a couple of them tonight in key positions, then we trouble Bradford much more than 28-8, and maybe on another day we go on and win ourselves. But listen, congratulations to Bradford. I do want to say that first and foremost, and I don't give the opposition a great deal of credit, but we bow out tonight to a team, wish them the very best of luck in the rest of the playoffs. The best team won tonight, there's no question about that. But it's difficult when you've not got a team of players that are playing in the key positions particularly.
Yeah, and as you say, we're down to the bare bones a little bit there tonight, but the boys came out, give it their all, and was in that game for a long time today.
Yeah, I think at 6-2 where we score and Bailey O'Connor pushes his head and the referee turns it into a penalty. I'm not sure I've seen that before. If we're going down that road, then there's lots of games that I watch every single week when I commentate on them with national radio, and when I go to watch them, where tries shouldn't be scored. So I'm not sure that's a penalty. I'm not sure you can turn that into foul play, pushing someone's head. That's not foul play for me, but that's a decision that the referees have made, and at 8-6 and 12-8 it would have been at the break. So that's a contentious one, but that doesn't mean we go on and win the game, Jaff. So I don't want that to sound like sour grapes, because it isn't. I think Bradford still go on and win this game because of the team selection that we've had to pick, being down to the bare bones.
Obviously we had a big bench, we had full of forwards on that bench, but the Bradford bench bringing people like Chris Hill onto the field and the big guys that Bradford brought on, that made a big difference to how they played.
They'll have to be better than that to win next week.
Yeah.
Let me show you that. 28-8 against a team which has got no hardly any players. They'll know they've got to be better than that, and even in the last 2 weeks against us. So that's Brian's challenge. Thankfully, it's not my challenge. I've got enough challenges with this group of players and our group of players, but as you said at the beginning, couldn't be more proud of them. It's courageous. It's been a real battle, not only to get in the 6, but then to put a team together to represent the club, and I thought they represented the club, the community and the badge, and everybody around the joint, including staff off the field, yourselves, and everybody that comes voluntarily. It's a real club, and I'm proud of that, of where we've got to in terms of that community feel about the place, and that's something that we can build on for 2026. It's as simple as that.
You touched on it a couple of times sort of towards the back end of the year, where we started and where people wrote Featherstone Rovers off at the beginning of this year. You and your team have turned this club round and turned the team round on the field to be in a playoff game tonight. Some people didn't expect that at the beginning of the season, so you must be proud of yourself as well.
No, as I've said to the players and the staff, we did something that nobody told us or nobody expected us to do. Nobody said we couldn't do that. We couldn't make the playoffs after 6 to 7 rounds, 8 rounds of the season when we'd not got anybody in key positions, and we've come here tonight. Bradford hammered us. There was a turning point in our season when Bradford hammered us at home with limited half-backs and people playing out of position, where we made a conscious decision as a group, and we remained consistent from that moment forward in terms of what we said that would be our standards, and we got to a place where we get knocked out by the same team, arguably a better team in terms of personnel, by a lesser scoreline than what we lost at the beginning of the season. I know that sounds really difficult to follow if you don't follow Featherstone Rovers, but that's a mammoth effort from the players. For them blokes to go out there, 17 players, 18 including Conor Barley, who could have been used as James Glover was last week, and everybody else on the sideline that's injured or suspended, whatever it is, they're still a tight-knit group and they'll look after each other throughout the pre-season. We'll make some decisions on where we go with the squad, with the owner and the CEO this week, myself and Jed and Ian, and we'll see where we get to at the start of 2026. But for now, I just want to relax a little bit. It's been a tough mental ride for everybody, emotional ride for everybody, but I do believe that this club's in a better place than it was at the beginning of this season, and I think the players are in a better place than there was at the beginning of the season.
You got the boys together in a huddle at the end there. Would you like to give the fans a bit of an insight on what was said?
I didn't want to speak to them in the changing rooms. I just said to them, I'm proud of every one of you, including the staff. And we said that before the game. If we're going out, we'll go out with a bang. We didn't expect to go out, by the way. Let me make that clear. We expected to come here and win. But let me tell you that group of players put in a huge effort today. And I told them I'm proud of them. I want them to stick together. I know what rugby league players are about, so they could well be out and about in different towns and cities in this country for the next week or so, because that's what rugby players do, and they've worked so hard all season.
Yeah.
I want them to stick together and remain together and look after each other, because we're still Featherstone Rovers 2025.
And obviously the boys moving into the pre-season next year. Of that team there, have we got quite a few of them nailed into next year?
Yeah. Listen, there's quite a lot of the team that are staying. There's some additions to the squad as well. There's some decisions to be made off the field with the owner and the CEO. The game itself's got to help Jaff in terms of giving us some answers. October 16 is the date for that. So we're still 3 or 4 weeks away from that, which is tough because we've got 3 or 4 weeks less planning to do than if we find out now. So it's difficult for me to answer your question in terms of where we go next year, because we haven't got any answers from anybody else within the game, so we can't move forward with the owner and the CEO on where we go with what we sign and what budget we have. So it's a really frustrating time for everybody. I understand that, none more so than myself and Jed and Ian and everybody else within the staff and the players particularly as well. So right now I think that everybody will be glad of a break in terms of mentally and emotionally, just having a little bit of a break. Looking forward to getting home to my missus and just settling and just having a week next week where we take some stock and see where we go.
Well, on behalf of the fans, Cookie, this year you've done amazing, you and your team, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, listen,
I'll say that.
It's the team, it's everybody, Jaff, and I mean that from behind closed doors with people that volunteer. You've got people in there that do get paid. Jed and Ian work harder than any other 2 people at the club. You've got Dave Littlewood and Dave Farrer back at the club. We've got people within this organisation that work really hard. So I'm really proud of what feel we've got around the place, because with everybody unified, you can go forward and you can make change and you can make it permanent. And I think the biggest thing for myself and the coaches is to leave this club in a better place than what we found it. Right now I feel as though we're making strides forward with the community, with the fans, making sure we engage with everybody, making sure we listen to everybody, and that's really important.
And that's the last one I want to talk about, the fans, Cookie. They've been great this year.
Yeah, listen, there weren't many travelled over, and I understand the reasons for not coming after what the stuff I've heard about in previous seasons. So, if they're back at the club, I want to say thank you for being back at the club, and I hope they've enjoyed themselves back there. I hope they feel the players have put in an effort that I believe deserving of their applaud and their congratulations. For the ones that was here, we thank you. We came over to thank them, and even I went over to thank them. I don't usually do that, Jaff, because I think it's all about players, and so do the staff behind me think that too. So I did do that because I feel they've shown a huge amount of effort to come over here and support the players, and I hope they feel that them on the terraces, that they repaid that as well, the players, because I think they did.
Cookie, thanks very much.
Thanks, Jaff.
And thanks for the season.
Cheers, pal.